Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Charlie with Attack Basketball Academy. Basketball IQ is a buzzword phrase, I should say, that basketball coaches and trainers have thrown around for a while now. But what in the heck does it really mean? I say this with a smile on my face because sometimes I get confused at how many renditions of what it actually means. Well, you will get a different definition from almost any coach or player or parent, anybody involved in basketball. As a holistic development basketball coach, and all that simply means is I not only focus on the body, I focus on the mind, I focus on your spirituality as well, right? And also, one important aspect, I also focus on your emotional intelligence, okay? I want to give you my perspective on basketball IQ, and I'm hoping I can actually clear things up for you, right? So in this video today, I'm going to answer the question, what does IQ mean in basketball? Let's go. In this video, I'm going to share with you the number one attribute that all players with a high basketball IQ have. Then I'm going to tell you the number one mistake you are making that is stopping you from increasing your basketball IQ. Last, I'm going to tell you the secret to developing and maintaining a high basketball IQ. Let's get right into the number one attribute that all players with a high basketball IQ have. It's called agility. But it's not physical, it's actually mental. Right? And it really is as easy as ABC. Right? Because let me give you another word for agility. Right? So your flexibility is high, meaning that mentally, right, emotionally, physically, and I can also say socially because you now have to involve where you actually interact with other people, right? You're flexible. You can go in any direction at any time. You're not stuck, right? When one way does not work, you don't mind changing courses of action, right? So all players that have a high basketball IQ, they're really good at their mental agility. They're flexible. Their flexibility is very high, right? Okay? When one thing does not work, they have other solutions they go to. So another way to also look at this is the word I call focus, and I'll give you my acronym. So the first level of it is find, focusing on the F, 1, O, course, and obviously that's the action, right? Find one course until successful. Right? Find one course until successful. And success by definition to me is a worthy idea reached. Right? That's simple. Okay? When you have high basketball IQ, when one course does not work, you find other courses. That's simply it. Right? So now one becomes other. So for one thing that may go wrong, you may have two solutions that go right because you've practiced this way. You don't just actually wake up this way. It's actually rehearsed. It's a go-to for you. It's easy as ABC. Now getting to ABC, going back to agility, right? So ABC, agility equals balance and control, right? A, B, C, right? Players that have a high basketball B IQ, right? Their balance and control is also high. That's simple, right? They're even keeled. They don't get too high. You don't get too low. You stay just right, right? And you understand that you focus on the things that you can control, right? Which comes down to really another mental attribute, which you can't control the ball going in the hole. You can't control sometimes making a bad play. All you can control is your attitude and your effort. You can control those. That's control. You focus on that and staying positive with the understanding that you might bend but not break. You're going to develop a high basketball IQ. That's simple. Another point of emphasis I want to give you to close out here is what I call the palm tree effect. I'm not sure if you know, but in the palm tree's DNA, it's actually built, the fibers of a palm tree is meant to bend as far down as possible, right? Without snapping or breaking. So a palm tree that's upright, right? Look at my little palm tree. It can actually bend all the way down. Notice when you see images of hurricanes or storm-related areas, you'll see a palm tree bent all the way down. That's because it was actually meant for that environment. Its agility is very high. It will not break, but it can bend. It's actually built that way over the course of years. So you want to have that palm tree effect. That's why I said again, you might bend. Things might happen you can't control, but you won't break. You will not break because you're going to understand your agility comes down to your balance and then plus your control. Your A plus B and C. That's it right there. Before I tell you the number one mistake that you are making that is stopping you from increasing your basketball IQ, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out videos daily to help develop you into a premium basketball player. Don't miss out on the content. Click the subscribe button. Now I'm going to tell you the number one mistake you are making that is stopping you from increasing your basketball IQ. You are not balanced. You get too high when you make shots, and when you miss shots, you get too low. You get way too low, right? There's no even room here. You know what I'm talking about. I've been there before, right? If I spot it, if I'm talking about it, I got it. You can only spot what you got. I'm talking from my failures. That's why I know if you're a basketball player, you're trying to do your best, your very best on the court, you are experiencing or going to experience, I'm giving you a heads up, what I'm talking about. You're going to have those days. I've had those days where I was not balanced. I made a shot or two, I was on top of the world. I missed a shot or two, all of a sudden, it's as if everything in the world went wrong. If you can't relate to that, I don't know if you're a true baller, okay? But you got to get balanced, right? And now what that balance I'm talking about is, right, if you spot it again, if you got it, you just stay even keel, okay? You just stay even keel. You do your best at understanding that. Mistakes are going to happen, especially if you want to do your best. They're going to be out of your control, right? But you want to make sure that you get balanced and you stay not too high, right? Not too low. You want to be just right. You want to stay with a flow, so to speak, right? You want to play with a flow as much as you can and as long as you can. Because again, if you're only focusing on offense, I'm sorry, you're going to have a lot of lows. Because there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be out of your control, right? If you want to focus on the whole game and understanding that doing your best, and again, it's going to be all about how you approach it emotionally with understanding that it's going to be your effort and your attitude, your approach. So when mistakes happen, you have go-tos, positive self-talk, you're going to be okay. Not only are you going to survive, you're going to actually thrive. Now that you know how to develop your mental agility and stay balanced, I want you to comment below with palm tree to let us know you are ready to increase your basketball IQ by bending without breaking for any situation that is thrown your way. Go ahead and drop palm tree in the comments. Now I'm going to tell you the secret to developing and maintaining a high basketball IQ. It's called you must be a nowist. You must become a nowist. My word made up, I get it. Right? But players that are aware, that are present, that are in the now, they are the ones that can adapt and adjust with the best of them. And I want to give you clarity. My simple definition of a basketball IQ is not necessarily I know more than you. It's who can recall, who can actively recall in a moment's notice and as a nowist what they actually see, what they prepare for so they can actually do. Literally. Right? When you are a nowist, you don't chase mistakes. You might make a mistake and actually forgot you made it. And it's not necessarily saying you have what you call contact amnesia, just forget about it. No, you just don't worry about it because you actually know that's a part of the game. You're going to make them. Right? So you actually allow your butterflies that happens to create nervousness. You happen to have your butterflies fly in formation for you. They actually end up working for you. Now your nervousness is because you care. You want to be so aware to help your teammates. And this is something I want to give you. As a nowist, right, you're out of your head, you're in the game. You're out of your head and you're in the game. You're bending but not breaking. You're not focusing on your physical skills. You've rehearsed and practiced for that. This is what nowists have in mind. These three things. And to me, this might make you a lot of money if you want to continue to play basketball. Take me up on this. Once you become a nowist and you're not focusing on your physical skill, the way you shoot, dribble, pass, cut, where you're just out of your head and you're in the game, and you keep your mind on this as a nowist. But what I'm talking about with agility, right, balance and control, holistically speaking, you focus on these three things. Check it out. Top three. Out of your head, in the game. First, how can I make my teammates better? It's not about you. It's about you serving the group, the team. Not only trying to gain advantages, but to win. See, when you're out of your head and you're on the court and you're a nowist, that's the first thing that you're about. You're about service, right? You are about service. You want to serve your way to the top. It's all about service. How can I make my teammates better? When you're out of your head and you're in the game, you're on the court and you're present. The second thing you're going to think about, and I'm telling you from experience, your coach's playbook. What is it? Right? What are we doing offensively? What are we doing defensively? Right? Where are we trapping at? What is the scouting report? Right? Where are my player scoring options? Right? I have a teammate that I know who loves to catch the basketball and shoot in certain spots. I want to help them get in position. How can I continue to be a great teammate on the bench? I fouled out. Right? What's the coach's playbook? What are we looking to do? How are we looking to adjust? And it's going to adjust by team, according to the scouting report. But again, notice that this is not about you. Your skills should be so high, holistically, that again, you're out of your head, you're on the court, And it's all about your service. How can I make my teammates better? What's the coach's playbook, offensively, defensively, whatever? What's our schemes to actually gain advantages, right? And I'll give you that. Gain advantages. Right? Gained advantages equals wins. When you gain advantages, you win. You ultimately win. Right? And then the third thing is awareness. What happened last play? You can also say possession, offensively and defensively. If it was negative on offense, get back to a positive experience. Do your best. May not get the same result, miss a shot, but we did it different. If it was positive, keep doing the same thing. If it's defensively, right, you're not getting the results, make adjustments. If you keep these three things in your head when you play, you focus on that with the high basketball IQ. How can I make my teammates better? Comes down to service. Coach's playbook, you gain advantages, you win because you learn how to score more points and put your teammates in position to do the same thing. Then what happened last play? That's just awareness. Going back to me, what I call my triple A. Players that are aware, they know how to adjust and adapt with the best because of what? Their agility. I can add another A. Right? Some of the stuff just slows when I'm in passion mode, right? But that's it right there. You become a nowist, that's what happens right there. You do that, I guarantee your basketball IQ will go out the roof. Now that you know the answer to the question, what does IQ mean in basketball? How would you like to have a guide that covers all the must-know basketball principles and in what situations to apply them? Well, you are in luck. If you click on the link in the description of this video below, you can download the guide I put together as my gift to you. Enjoy it and keep attacking.